Justin Turner now available. First questions from Alanna. Go ahead.
Hi, JT. You've always been so complimentary of this group of guys throughout this entire season. How much confidence do you have that this is the group that is going to put you guys over the hump?
Yeah, I think from day one we talked about how exciting our club was and how much we enjoy each other and playing together and going out and competing. And I think that was pretty evident. You could see that in the 60-game abbreviated season. And, I think we're all looking forward to tomorrow and getting this postseason started.
Is there even more confidence knowing that 1 through 9, this is such a dangerous club, and if a certain person or two isn't necessarily clicking offensively, that they don't have to carry the entire load? Really, nobody in this lineup doesn't have the ability to make it happen?
Yeah, I think that's a mentality that we have as an offense, and it's not just 1 through 9. I think it's anyone on the roster we know is going to be able to go up there and do their job. And, if they make a mistake, put a good swing on it and do some damage. And if they don't, be able to take their walk and pass the baton to the next guy. So I know there's been a lot said about our season and all the home runs we've hit, but, we also took a lot of walks and found other ways to score runs as well. And that's something that definitely comes into play in the postseason.
Walker Buehler, and the sample size that we've seen from him so far, proves to be a big game pitcher. How nice is it to have him on the hill for game 1? And then, oh, by the way, you have Clayton Kershaw on the hill for game 2.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear and evident that there's no lack of confidence in Walker Buehler's game. And he has over the past couple of years when we needed a big start out of him, whether that's a game 163 or a playoff game. He answers the bell, and excited to have him out there tomorrow. And then, like you said, when you hand the ball over to Clayton for game 2, we're feeling pretty good.
Best of luck to you, Justin. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Chris.
Next question from Dave Vassegg. Go ahead.
Hey, Justin, just curious, at what point, what game, when you came back from the injured list, did you feel like you could trust doing the baseball moves that you always do with your left hamstring?
I don't know. I felt pretty confident in it the whole time. Just being able to kind of govern where I feel and how I feel that day and not trying to push it too much to the point where I would re-injure it. So I felt pretty good all along. Just wanted to make sure we kept taking steps forward every day. And I feel like I'm in a pretty good place right now.
Justin, can you describe how the first part of your order with you, Seager, and Mookie, just how you guys complement each other so well and really make things a lot harder on the opposing team?
I think it's something that our entire order takes pride in, and that's, grinding out at bats and making guys work. And like I said earlier, if you make a mistake early in an AB, we have a lot of guys that can hurt you with one swing and that are in scoring position while they're standing in the batter's box. So, but also at the same time, we do a really good job of staying in the zone and making guys work. And that's part of the reason why, our offense has been as successful as it has. And like you said, with Mookie at the top, kind of setting that tone, it's just kind of has that trickle down effect, and these guys can put together some really good at bats.
Thank you.
Next question is from Ken Gurnick. Go ahead.
Justin, was there anybody in college or early in your career that gave you advice on how to handle the pressure of the postseason? And if not, how do you explain your consistent success in October?
I think, growing up, I played in travel ball tournaments and Mickey Mantle World Series and Connie Mack World Series and the College World Series and postseason and minor league baseball. So I've been in a lot of, I guess, big, important games. But if there was one person that, I'd give a lot of credit to on trying to mentally hone in and be present, that'd be Ken Ravizza, who unfortunately we lost a couple of years ago. But he was our sports psych at Cal State Fullerton, worked with him for many, many years, took a couple of his classes, and he just really talked about, the mental side of baseball and life, really. So he was huge for my career and being present and being able to let go of the bad stuff and move on and get back to the next pitch.
Great. Thank you.
Next question is from Bill Plunkett. Go ahead.
Justin, there were times this past couple of months when baseball felt very tenuous, that things could fall apart very easily. Do you feel like you've gotten past that? Is that out of your mind now?
Yeah, I think, obviously there's a lot of protocols and things that we're allowed to do and not allowed to do. And, getting tested every day. And I would say it's been a pretty successful season, getting to this point and getting to the playoffs. And like you said, I was probably in that category where, I was optimistic that we were going to have a season, but there was definitely some doubt whether or not it was going to happen. So to be sitting here today, watching playoff baseball as the American League kind of kicks off their wild card round, I would say that, we did a good job, and I commend everyone for taking it serious and being responsible and making good choices and allowing us to get to this point.
To put it bluntly, does anything less than winning a World Series make those risks and sacrifices worth it?
I mean, I think every year we come here, we expect to win a World Series. So you gotta go through those sacrifices and those risks to get the opportunity to win a World Series. So yeah.
Thanks.
Next question is from Mike DiGiovanna. Go ahead.
Thanks, Juan. Hey, Justin, every October there's desire, there's pressure to win a World Series, but considering you'll be 36 in November, your contract's expiring, is there maybe even a little more urgency for you personally this year?
I think it's the same urgency as every season. Like I said, when we show up to Arizona for spring training, the goal is to win a World Series, and nothing has changed this season. We're here to win. We have a lot of guys with a lot of experience who are all just as hungry, just as eager as I am. And like I said, I learned a lot from Ken Ravizza about being present. And one of the things that kind of destroys that focus is looking ahead to the future. So try not to do that. I try to worry about today, and then when tomorrow comes, we'll worry about tomorrow. I
assume that means you haven't thought much about this past year then, or beyond this season, next year, maybe coming back.
I have not. I'm worried about this year and winning games and bringing a trophy back to Los Angeles.
Thank you.
Next question is from Juan Castillo. Go ahead.
Justin, how difficult is it to prepare for a team you haven't even seen yet? You have a guy over there on the other side who throws something called the airbender that you haven't even seen yet. I mean, how difficult is that?
Yeah, it's a little different, a little challenging. Usually, like you said, we would have played them at a home game or a home series and an away series, and be able to have some stuff to go back on. But a lot of those guys over there, we have got a chance to see, and we probably have some guys on our club that they haven't seen either. So, that's the world we're living in 2020, and can't use it as an excuse. You got to be as prepared as possible and go up there and find a way to get the job done.
And with your hamstring, do you feel like you're 100%, or are you still getting there?
No, I feel great.
Thank you.
We got time for one more. Go ahead, Claudia.
Hey, Justin. So over in the Milwaukee dugout, they have players that can find the holes to get hits and move runners around bases. How tight is this team defensively?
The Dodgers?
Yeah. Of course, you
Yeah, we take a lot of pride in our defense and positioning, and Dino does a great job with our infielders. Georgie does a great job with our outfielders, putting us in the best spots to make as many plays as possible. And we have a great pitching staff and guys that take pride in catching the ball behind them. And so obviously in the postseason, the team that throws the most strikes and takes care of the baseball on defense usually has the most success. So we're going to have to do that on this journey.
Thank you.
Thanks, Justin.